skin is prepped, coffee is made. We are ready to slay this face. Me and you, we're overdue a catch up. I'm sitting in my pajamas, by the way. This is not the top I'm gonna be wearing out. Today in PR, I was sent these illuminating sun glow super illuminating gel. Let's try that on my chest. I'm gonna let that dry down, but it has given the skin a really nice glow and it looks quite good on camera too. I asked over on my Instagram if there's any questions that you guys had regarding our engagement, changing my mind to getting married, because this is something that I've kind of changed along the way as I've got older, and I'm definitely going to talk a little bit more about that and open up as to why. I screenshot a whole bunch of questions that I'm going to answer whilst we get ready together today. Just before we dive in, my skin has been prepped with these two products. That's why it looks so shiny and healthy. This is relatively new in my life. I've only been using it I think for a couple months now, and this has been in my life for quite a few years. No other moisturiser has sat well with my skin for this amount of time except for the Estée Lauder Day Wear Cream. This is an Aldi skin tint. That is shade 4 and that looks pretty good. Oh my god. That actually is really good match. No, I lied. This is a hydrated tinted moisturiser. So basically I'm putting extra moisturiser on my face. Do you know what though? This could be good for like everyday wear when you don't actually want to put a bit of makeup on. That looks really hydrated. The only thing I would say straight off the bat, can you see the pores here? They just look way more noticeable than normal. One of the questions was, had you guys always planned to wait this long? Love you, pair, and congratulations. Thank you. Honestly, thank you so much. When I was a child, I always thought by this age I'd be married and have children. And then as I got older, I started to realize that life is expensive. So when I started to earn my own bit of money, I knew it'd be super important for me to start to save for the day that I would want to move out. And I knew that my family wouldn't be in any position to help me. And this is quite common for a lot of people. Not everyone has the luxury of having family members or, you know, parents or guardians that are able to contribute towards your first home or moving out. And there's nothing wrong with that, just not everyone is in that position. So the older I got, I started to realise what my main focus was. And you got to remember, I started going out with Sean when I was 15. So even if we had been together for 5 years by that point, and 5 years sounds like a long time, you got to still remember I was only 20 and I didn't want to get married at 20. And then as the years progressed, and then I realized, you know, to move out, I would have to save up and it would take a bit of time. So personally for us, the main focus become moving out. I'm also going to try this little baby pink blush by them today. And then the older I got, I started to think, oh, I'm not too fussed about getting married now. And when my sister was getting married, a lot of people were asking us, like, do you guys want to get married? Is this on the cards for you? And I think because we had been together for so many years by this point, a lot of people had just expected it, which I totally understand. Also, not just saying it, I feel like your perspective and your outlook on things change as you get older. So one day I was just kind of sitting there and I was just thinking about like life and your experiences, and as you get older, like what are my goals, what are my aspirations, what are some things I'd like to do, and you know, like a bucket list sort of thing. As we get older, the main thing we're left with is our experiences and our memories. And then it's got me thinking about my nan and granddad, and one of the days that they always spoke about was their wedding day. And genuinely, the way my nan and granddad loved each other, I can't even put it into words. They loved each other to the bone, to the root, to the core. True love, yeah? And one evening we were just sitting there talking about life experiences, and we were like, yeah, well, that is true. When you get older, memories are what you're really left with. One night we were sitting in like a supermarket car park after we just done a food shop, and we're just talking about weddings and our outlook on it all, and we basically agreed about the whole life experiences and memories. And we both agreed, like, when you love someone so much like we do, why not celebrate and have that day with all our loved ones and celebrate our love, because we cannot imagine ourselves ever being with anybody else. We never have done, we never have. We've never had a break in all the years that we've been together. And like I said, we started going out when I was 15 years old, so super young. And we've never had a break. We've never broken up in that time either. We just kind of sat there and was like, why wouldn't we? We absolutely adore each other. We are literally best friends. We have so much fun together. I can't hack the heat of all these lights sometimes. Like, it is baking. Oh my God, I'm only on one question. Come on, Gil. I need to hurry this up. I'm gonna have you here for ages. And at that point in the car, we both agreed that we were open to marriage. So at that point, I was like, okay, cool. A proposal could be on the horizon here going forward, if that makes sense. So another question was, when did you two start talking about marriage? We have spoke about marriage throughout our whole entire relationship as a whole. You know, like I just said, our views and our opinions on it had changed over time. But then that conversation that we had together, that probably was around maybe like 1.5 years, nearly 2 years ago now. One of the most common questions asked is, did you know he was going to propose? Did you sense it was going to happen before it happened? During the first like sort of 6 months after us talking about it, I didn't think it was going to happen that soon. You know, I did not assume anything at all. However, there was one time I thought it was going to happen, right? So if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen this, but basically for my birthday, he said he was going to take me away and it was just going to be us two. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. I said, I'm really looking forward to it. But he said he's not going to tell me where we're going. But because my birthday's in March, I was like, okay, I know it's going to either have to be somewhere like Cyprus, Turkey, Canary Islands sort of thing, somewhere like that, because the year before that he took me to Dubai and I knew he wasn't going to do that 2 years on the trot. However, when we got to the airport, he had booked us a reservation in this Italian restaurant, and at the back he had surprised me with like his brother, my sisters, and then obviously one of my best friends ended up joining us as well. And it was really weird because I was not expecting them to be in the airport. So you can imagine, right, I was shocked to my core that he had done this whole surprise birthday trip with them. And it did go through my head. I did think, could this be it? Because you gotta think, I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, my sisters are here. They might be here to film it, you know, capture the moment, everyone be a part of the moment. Actually makes me laugh so much when I think about it now. I think I said something to him and he was like, Brie, he's like, I promise you, he's like, I'm not proposing on this trip. And I was like, yeah, whatever. But as the trip progressed, I was like, yeah, he was right, he's definitely not proposing. But I did low-key think, because it was a surprise birthday trip and obviously one of my best friends was there as well, I was like, this could be the moment, this could be it. For blush, I'm going to use 2 different blushes, one which has a gorgeous sheen and then one which doesn't, and I just thought it'd match that baby pink that we put on the cheeks. I thought it was going to be happening on my birthday trip this year, and I think after that point I just said to myself, I'm going to stop guessing now. So another common question is, did you know that he was going to propose? No. But let me give you a little backstory to what he told me, because I got to tell you this too. So basically, the day before we went to Loch Island, yeah? And we went all around the whole entire island, and he was so persistent on finding like this little rock cove thing, which had like a really cute view. And we'd been swimming in the natural salt lake by this point. And honestly, I was getting tired, I was getting sweaty, and I just was getting like candid views of us from behind, enjoying the views, just stuff like this, natural shots. That night we come back to the hotel and went out for dinner. On the way back from dinner at our hotel, there at the end there was kind of like this balcony thing that overlooked the natural pool and the rocks, and then you can see Old Town in the view, right? So as we were walking back, we noticed there was like these 2 older ladies just sitting there and enjoying the view, and we said, oh my God, look how cute that is. We was like, that's so pretty, look at them down there. It was just a really sweet moment, like, because basically our walkway was higher and they were lower, so we could look down and see them. And then he was like, do you know what, it would be a really good idea tomorrow if we come and we get some shots for your vlog. And I said, that's a good idea. I'll probably film like a little outfit of the day near there as well, because I hadn't filmed like any outfit content. So he was like, yeah, let's do that. The next day comes, I'm getting ready, had a little shower, put my hair up, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go downstairs to quickly film an outfit of the day and then I'll come up and meet you. He's like, okay, cool. So calm. Nothing is like, you know, giving it away right now. Anyway, he joins me and we set my camera up to my phone, and I just thought it was going to be another candid shot of us admiring the view like I had got the day before at Loch Island, okay? So as we're admiring the view, obviously I got my phone in my hand because it shows me the camera view from behind. So I'm filming, I put the phone down to look forward, and then I noticed he's kind of like trying to get something out of his pocket, and that's when I leaned forward to have a little closer look, and my head was like, what's he getting out? It happened so quick that when I turned around, he'd had this box in his hand. And if you guys have seen the video, you would just see for yourself how shocked I was. I was like, oh my gosh, he's had this ring here this whole time. When I tell you, shocked was not the word. Like, I was in disbelief. Just gonna move over to a brow pen right now just to add some more strokes into the eyebrows and just help them to look not so flat. So afterwards we FaceTime like family members. So why I told you the story about the island the day before is because he actually told me that he took the ring with him to the island, had it in his backpack that whole time, and was kind of like waiting for the moment, and then he couldn't find the spot that he wanted to do it in, and so then we come back and he was really gutted about that. But then it just so happens that on the night back from the dinner we saw the ladies sitting there, and then it actually worked out being better than he had imagined or that he had thought, because he said that he googled spots in Old Town and on Lockram Island that are really like romantic and really pretty scenery. And then the rest of the trip I just kept looking at my hand like, oh my gosh, I've got a ring on it. And he did incredible, like honest to God, this is so beautiful. I couldn't even imagine a prettier ring, a prettier location, like, oh guys, because even if you've seen the previous vlog, like as we arrived on the first night there, I couldn't get over how romantic like Dubrovnik is, like Old Town area, like oh my God, it is so beautiful. And I kept saying to him, this place is so romantic, like oh my God, this place is so romantic, not knowing that this place would now hold a special place in like our hearts. Sorry, I've got to quickly go over my mole so it doesn't get lost. And I was so pleased that we was able to capture the moment as well. On that trip, no joke, I think I must have watched the proposal video like 40 times, if not more. And do you know what I gotta say, right? Being engaged and on that whole entire trip in general, it just really kind of gives you the feeling of like falling in love all over again. Not that the love has ever stopped, but it really just like heightens everything, you know? You literally feel, I don't know, like you're experiencing something different, and oh, it was just so lovely. That whole entire trip was a dream. Afterwards was so fun as well because I was like asking him all these questions. He also got the inside of the ring engraved with our initials as well, which I thought was super lovely. Another question was, when do you think the wedding will be? Can be expensive. I've been engaged 2 years and no plan. Whilst we were actually in Dubrovnik, we started looking at locations in the UK, and we have been comparing them to locations abroad. I've also been vlogging some of our visits, so you will see that as well. Once I've done some more, I'll put it in like a collective vlog so you guys can see as well. I asked on my Instagram how long did it take some of you to plan your wedding, and the answer was so varied. It was like some people did it in like 7 months, some people did it in a year, and then some people did it in 2 years. Now the only thing I am actually really realizing from going to these wedding venues is these places get booked up fast and in advance. Personally, I don't want to wait any longer than 2 years, but it is true, like weddings are so expensive, and I'm actually really shocked how expensive some of the things are, especially stuff like catering. Oh my giddy gosh, the amount of quotes that I've had for catering for certain venues, I'm like, that's more than the venue itself. So I don't know, this one's a little bit hard because I feel like we gotta continue to view the venues until we have one that we're like, okay, this is the one. And then when you get that feeling, I think for us, we'd have to check like the availability for that venue. But do you know what, guys? I'm really enjoying like this whole process. But I also understand there's gonna be stressful parts. Like for example, if you've got a family member that don't talk to that family member, or this and that, or do you invite this person, blah, blah, blah. Personally, I wanna keep this wedding more intimate, and people who actually know us and like talk to us on a regular basis and like are really involved in our life, rather than just having everyone because you feel obliged to. I don't think that's a really good way to plan things and look at it, because I feel like it's just going to add unnecessary stress. So we're both thinking we'd rather have it a little bit more intimate. I'm fully aware there's probably going to be stressful times and, you know, stuff like that, but at this moment in time, I'm just really enjoying going to these venue viewings together and, you know, trying to imagine our big day there. Also, this is by Milani, and that is literally what I just used on my eyes. This is the Gilded Mini, and it just looks like this. I'm going to use Tatti Lashes TL6. I've used these ones before, and to be fair, I actually need to order some new eyelashes because I feel like all the eyelashes I've got I've pretty much used. Do you know what, huns? We've got a wedding to pay for, so I'm going to need to use these lashes a little bit more. Whilst my lashes get a little bit tacky, I'm just going to go in with Huda Beauty Terracotta and just line my lips. Do you know what I started watching the other day? Bridgerton. Let me tell you, I was not expecting the scenes, okay? If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Oh my God, my coffee is melting and I've not even drunk hardly any of it. Another question says, do you guys have a couple song? That one song for the wedding? Do you know what? We have a few songs that remind us of stages in our relationship. Like certain songs that trigger these memories. But overall, I don't think we're actually sure on anything. You guys might be able to help me on this. I think you've got to have a walking down the aisle song, a leaving the aisle song, a first dance song, and then I believe like a father-daughter dance song. I don't know if they're the only songs that you got to have. I'm going to go in with that cheek product that we used earlier. That lip combo looks quite cute, right? I am going to add a gloss, but I'm going to add it at the end. While that sticks down, I'm going to go with my Comet case. I feel like, to be honest with you, the Milani blusher gave such a gorgeous glow that I feel like it's not really needed for this part. However, what I was thinking is I might mix these two together and just intensify the pink sort of blush that we have going on. Another question said, are you still in excited mode? And I definitely am. I really am. I am trying to really embrace this journey. I do feel like with most things in life, things tend to go by quite fast. So I really do want to try to embrace this journey. I also had a little idea to maybe do some visits to bridal makeup artists. You know how like I do the makeup counters? We could do this but like a bridal makeup version. Let's just put the bronzer on these parts here. I also think closer to the time I might have to do like some videos where we do trial wedding makeup, and then you guys can help me pick like what products look the best. This weekend is one of my besties' birthdays, so I have booked us all to go and see Sister Act in theatres for her birthday. So I really hope that that's going to be good. I haven't wore false lashes in a moment, and you know what? This makes me miss them. I love how glam and just dramatic everything looks with a pair of lashes on. For the lips, I'm going to take one of Maxfactor's new 2000 calorie lip glazes. This one is in Favourite Song, and it's this gorgeous like pinky colour. I really like these because they have like little gold flecks in literally all of them. So I've got quite a few of them, and they all have like little sort of sparkles in them, but they're so tiny. And this is a really nice baby pink, so I think it's going to match like, you know, the cheeks and stuff. Oh my gosh, look how much that has just upped the overall lip combo. I feel like we're looking so glowy today. Just before we go, I'm going to add a little bit of this Kylie Jenner perfume on, because oh my god, I got sent this in PR and I was so surprised how like soft but flirty it smells. Because this was not what I was expecting from Miss Jenner. Kind of like soft and flirty. Let me just say as well, if you have like congratulated us, then thank you so much. Because honestly, reading your comments has just made me so happy. Honestly, it feels like such a blessing that so many of you guys are as excited for us as some of our friends and family are, you know. Like honestly, yeah. Also, if there's any sort of like wedding content that you would love to see, comment it down below. This is the time that I'm going to be doing this sort of stuff, you know, and sharing it with you guys. So if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. But yeah, once again, thank you so much for joining me, guys. If you made it this far, then please do give it a thumbs up. It just lets me know that you enjoy this type of content. Thanks for joining me. I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye.